We had a really good series against Canada a few weeks before the World Cup, and then literally a week before the World Cup started, we had a series against Bangladesh that we won as well. So that just gave us the confidence to realize that we can actually beat top 10 nations. Pakistan obviously stood up when it mattered for them, and they really tried to push us as hard as we could. And then luckily enough, we got that boundary at the last ball to get it to the super over, and then Saurabh obviously bowled magnificently to make sure that we get a win.
It's been a quite busy tournament, especially for us, because when there are off days, you're at the golf.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to catch hold of you, but finally we have managed. So big thanks for joining us on this discussion. And we'll just try to get you know a little better today. That's the whole objective.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Where did the love for golf begin?
For golf? Geez, like, I don't know, ever since I was like in high school, I probably played a little bit of rounds of golf, but the older we got, then the more I got into cricket in the professional setups, I started playing golf more often. And then only recently, in this last year and a half, I started playing golf a lot. So yeah, it's probably in this last year and a half that I really spent my off time with golf.
Yeah, because it's quite a vibe, right? I've seen how people bond over golf over here. It also helps to get your mind off cricket. So that's one thing everyone looks forward to.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing for us. Is one is to get out of the hotel a little bit, because it's sort of you're pretty stuck in the hotel the whole time, and then two, just to get the mind off cricket and of all the pressure and all the stress, and just enjoy a round of golf with friends is always really special.
Yeah. Now that we've got golf out of the way, we can actually get into our conversation. Okay. Andries, first thing, like, how are you feeling right now in this setup? You feel quite settled, you're comfortable. This is your second year with the Freedom family?
Yeah, my second year with Freedom family, and as last year, they've treated us unbelievably. Sanjay, the owner, has been really awesome this year and last year as well. And I think just the support staff and the group of players that we have, it makes it really comfortable to be, one, to be yourself, and then two, to just be relaxed and just focus on cricket whenever you need to, and whenever you don't have to, it's also okay if you can do whatever you want. So yeah, it's been really good so far.
And it's an interesting story how you got into the setup, right? There was something happening at the draft, wanted to pick you. Is there some story on that?
Yeah, I think initially there was going to be like a pre-signing for the domestic players. So I agreed to play for Western Freedom, and then a few weeks before the draft, they took that pre-signing away, and then eventually we had to go back into the draft, and then it just magically worked out that I was picked for Western Freedom at the end. So it was all good.
Yeah, and you also have your mate from the USA team, Saurabh, around here, so that also helps, right?
Yeah, Saurabh he's had an absolute fantastic year so far. So yeah, it's really good to have him in our team. He's by far the best bowler in the country. So yeah, it's really good for us to have him in our team.
And what's been your favorite memory so far this season?
This season, we created a lot, all right. I think it's more of all the way we've just been dominating everyone in this competition, which has been really good to see. I think. Just the way the type of cricket that we play, and the type of cricket that Ricky wants us to play, it's been really special, and it takes a little bit of pressure off your back to just know that you can just go out and express yourself, and that's what they also want you to do. So it's really good.
And off the field also, when I look at all of you, it feels like a team that backs each other, plays for each other. So that's a great feeling, right?
Yeah, massively. I think the team environment is really special this year. You don't come across a lot of teams with a good culture and a good team environment, but this one is really special. Everybody supports each other. Everybody's friends with each other. So it's been really awesome.
And you have a lot of friends, right? You have people you have played against, you have played with. So comfortable for you to gel with all of them?
Yeah, I think as a cricketer, you meet a lot of new people. Every tournament you have with a different team, different players. So I think as the years go on, you get comfortable with a lot of new people. So it's just good. It's also which is a good thing to just meet new people and experience what they can do as well.
True, and you have been playing few tournaments, right, around the world. So you would be quite used to this kind of setup, getting used to everything. Because there's not much time, like a couple of weeks sometimes, few more weeks over here, thankfully.
Yeah, it's been luckily I've been able to play a few tournaments across the world, and yeah, you got to adapt quickly, you got to move on quickly. So it's been good so far. I've been able to get along with a lot of people. So yeah, it's been awesome.
And this year in particular, I feel has been quite a phenomenal year for you. Not just how you have played for your national team, but on personal front as well, right? Recently, you have been blessed with a baby girl.
Yeah, so I've had another baby girl. So I've got two daughters now as well, and a son. So it's been awesome. We're really blessed to have a big family, and hopefully we are done now. So. But no, for cricketing wise, it's been an awesome year as well. I'm really thankful for all the success that I've had, and hopefully there's a few more innings until the end of the year.
So before we kind of get deep into our conversations about Washington Freedom, how our season has been so far, I want to talk a little about how did you begin your cricket, where did you grow up, and how's the journey been getting up to playing international cricket?
Yeah, I grew up in a city called Bloemfontein in South Africa, and then ever since I can remember, I played cricket from a very young age. My dad threw balls to me, or whatever ball I could hit, I would try to hit it. So yeah, I used to play every sport that there is in our school: rugby, cricket, hockey, athletics, everything. So, but cricket was always the one love that I had. And yeah, and then I went to high school, and it just got bigger and bigger, and you started playing more cricket, and then eventually I played a lot of years professionally in South Africa, and then eventually made the move here to the US.
And it's been a great journey.
Yeah, it's been an awesome journey. It's one that I will never regret moving to here. The amount of people that we've met, and I think especially for my cricket, it's gone only upwards since I've moved. So yeah, we're very happy with our decision to move everything from South Africa to here.
And that brings us to the World Cup, right? Because you came here, you're part of the team that played the World Cup. The notions initially would be like, okay, another associate nation kind of in the World Cup, but you guys knew the potential you had in the squad, right? So the series before the World Cup against Bangladesh is when people really started noticing that this team is serious. So how was the sentiment getting into the World Cup?
Yeah, it's special. It's special playing a World Cup. I think if you ask any international cricketer, it's the one tournament they want to play is a World Cup. So yeah, I think that was a big goal for all of us to just make sure that we're well prepared for the World Cup. And then we had a really good series against Canada a few weeks before the World Cup, and then literally a week before the World Cup started, we had a series against Bangladesh that we won as well. So that just gave us the confidence to realize that we can actually beat top 10 nations. And then in our second game we beat Pakistan, which was awesome, and that just created the belief that we can actually go through to the Super 8s and then try and see if we can get an upset as well again in those big teams. So yeah, it has been awesome.
That was one roller coaster of a game in terms of emotions, right? You were right in the game, then Pakistan got back, then it went to the super over.
Yeah, it is. I think we should have probably won it a little bit easier than what we made it out to at the end. But no, I think that's how cricket goes. That's how they obviously stood up. Pakistan obviously stood up when it mattered for them, and they really tried to push us as hard as we could. And then luckily enough, we got that boundary at the last ball to get it to the super over, and then Saurabh obviously bowled magnificently to make sure that we get a win.
From your perspective, can you just take us through that super over?
Oh, it was special. Yeah, I was supposed to bat, but then we literally at 99, we decided that Aaron was still batting, he was in, and then we decided to send a lefty in just to see if we can upset one of them, because obviously they've got world-class bowlers, and then luckily it worked for us, and we got, I don't know what, we got 18 or 17. Saurabh just came, he's like, I'll bowl, and he was so happy. He just executed his plans. But the most amazing thing is like the supporters, it was a full house. It was 90% of the supporters were Pakistani fans, and then by the end they were all screaming for USA. So that was really good to see how I think we gained a few fans in that stadium, and then across the world, and especially in the USA after that win. So it's been really good.
Yeah, and then the game against India, right? Again, a strong fight.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for a drop catch, we probably could have pushed them a lot closer, right? But no, I think we pushed them as hard as we could. We've played really well on a really difficult wicket, and I think it was something like when we walked off that field, we were disappointed, but we were also so proud of the way we competed against the best team in the world. So that was really, I think it showed a lot of people that USA is here to stay and they are able to compete against anyone. So and then we showed it again in the Super 8. So it's been really good.
And that helped you also qualify for the next World Cup, which is in India, right?
Massive. Yeah. I think that was probably the biggest goal for us. Yes, we wanted to get to the Super 8s and compete, but once we got there, it was really important for us to know that we've qualified for the 2026 World Cup. And now that we know we're already in there, we can start planning, and we can start doing things now already to make sure that we can maybe go one step further and actually win a few games in the Super 8s as well. So yeah, I think hopefully the work starts now, and USA Cricket and us as players realize how important it will be, so that we can start planning for everything now.
And as an individual, how does your preparation look like for the next 2 years? Like, you're going to play more tournaments around the world?
Yeah, hopefully. Obviously, these tournaments are difficult. It depends if you get in or not. But yeah, hopefully there's a couple of tournaments now that I've got till the end of the year, and then next year there's a few tournaments lining up. So hopefully there's a few coming up until that year. We make sure that you're ready.
The campaign, right? What moment stood out for you this season?
Yeah, I think just the way, like I said earlier, just the way we've dominated with bat and with ball. I think our two openers has been unbelievable. They're obviously two world-class players, and me coming in at 3, it just makes my job so much easier knowing that what they've done every single time. So no, I think for me it's more all the way we've played cricket. There's been so many special moments, like Travis's 4 50s in a row now, which has been unbelievable. And Saurabh's bowling well. He's the leading wicket taker, and Lockie has been brilliant for us in the middle overs. Steve has been awesome. So there's so many players that's contributing. But I think another special thing is every single game there was someone else that won a game for us. So whenever we were under pressure, someone else stood up and made sure that we got over the line, and that's really good to see. I think that's what teams that win a lot of games, that's what they do. And luckily enough, everyone has been able to get a match-winning impact for the team. It's been awesome.
And for me particularly, one game that stands out is the one where Lahiru and Ubus kind of got us through. It was phenomenal, right? And also kind of a statement that the quality of cricket has really gone up in the USA.
Definitely, yeah. So that game I missed out because of my daughter was born. So Lahiru came in, didn't know he was playing, got a call up late, but stood up and won the game for us, which just shows the caliber of our bench as well, right? And then Ubus is just a fantastic player. I think people underestimate how good he really is, and I'm so happy for him that he's finally been able to show his class. And yeah, he's not got a lot of opportunities because the batters have done their job really well so far. So hopefully we can carry on, but I'm pretty sure if he gets a chance again, he'll make sure that he capitalizes.
Absolutely brilliant player.
Yeah.
Few more things now. We spoke about how the squad is gelling together, how it's a fun atmosphere out here. Any banters which you could talk about between players? Like, I know definitely Rachin is being kind of at the wrong end.
Yeah,
Dallas Skyline.
He's always sits next to me in the change room. So me and him, we get along quite nicely now. But no, I just abuse him because all the fans they just say Rachin. So I'm basically saying he's going to be the king of Chennai now that if Dhoni's done. So he doesn't like when I say that, but I just like to abuse him for that.
Yeah, I mean, the fans really. That day we went out after the game. He did some autographs, and there were about 70, 80 of selfies he took. It was crazy.
No, he's what a young talent he is, right? He's still pretty young, and the way he's performed over his last 2 years has been awesome. So I'm really excited to see how his career just go up from strength to strength.
Amazing. I also want to talk about the preparation before the MLC, right? A bunch of our players went to New South Wales to prep, and I believe that was a great experience for you, and straight on the back of that you went to T20 and had a phenomenal knock of about like 90 plus runs. So how was that experience and how did it help you to do better?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The way they treated us there in Sydney and in New South Wales was really special. Everybody, the five of us or six of us that went, had an unbelievable time there. Not only for cricket-wise, but just the experience. Sydney was really cool. I think the facilities that we got there was eye-opening to see how good their facilities really are. I think there's no better place than that in the world. So it was really good to see the way they go about their cricket and the love for cricket that they have. So yeah, it was really awesome. We got the chance to work again with a lot of really good coaches, and yeah, and then for me it was just a really good build up into going into ILT20. So that was really good for me. It wasn't like I was sitting at home and hitting balls. I was in Australia facing really good bowlers, training with the Big Bash teams, and then eventually went to the IL and was able to get a big score.
And you've been facing some of the best bowlers in the nets right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got an unbelievable team. I mean, Lockie and Marku and all those guys are really good. And then when we play against Mumbai and those people, Balti and Rashid, there's really this tournament. That's what makes this tournament so special. Is us locals and the domestic guys get to be on the field with really world class players, and that's something that we must all cherish. And hopefully the guys can learn from it and just get better and better.
Also, it makes us all happy to see people like Steve Smith, Pat Cummins coming and playing MLC, right? It's a big endorsement for the league.
Yeah, I think it 100% is, and it shows you how they also want to. If you speak to a lot of them, even the guys we spoke to last year, they felt that the quality of the cricket is so good that they want to come back, and so and I think the American, because it's in America, it also attracts a lot of people. Cricket doesn't normally take you to America, so it's really good to see that people want to come here because they can go out to different places in America while they're here, which you don't normally get the chance to. So I think that also brings about that they want to come to MLC, but also I think the quality of cricket is so high that they also want to come and play here.
True, and that's not just for the players, right? The coaching staff as well. We have Ricky Ponting here, Michael Klinger, Cam, Sean.
They've been awesome. I think it's probably the hardest working coaching staff I've ever seen in my life. No, they've been really good. Ricky has been phenomenal since he came. Cameron and Sean and Michael, they're the hardest working assistants I've ever seen. So I think everybody just wants to contribute and see how successful they can make us, right? So it's been really good.
Yeah. What has your perception been about Ricky before meeting him and after spending time with him? Like, is it any different?
Yeah, obviously I didn't know him, right? So I didn't know how he would be with us domestics, or how we would treat the team or anything, right? So it was really, for me, it was really good to see the cricket player that he was, and he was basically the world's best cricket player, right? So for him to come out and spend time with us domestics, trying to get to know us, throwing balls to us, and play golf with us, it's really good to see that he wants to make us better cricketers, but he also wants to get to know us as individuals and spend time with us. So it's really awesome to see.
And any conversation that stands out for you would have had with him?
No, I think with me and with where I am at my cricket, he just tells me to keep it as simple as possible, and he basically backs you to make sure that there's a big one coming. He puts that belief in you that there's a big score coming. So hopefully it'll come now in this playoffs. So yeah, no, the way he backs his players is really good.
We are coming to the close of this. So what would be your dream for USA cricket in coming few years?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues at the moment still, right? So hopefully all the issues and everything that's going on can go away, and we can run a really good organization, and I really believe that if everything is running smoothly, there's so many good talented cricketers in this country that we definitely can be the best associate country in the world, without a doubt, and we can definitely compete against top 10 nations in the world. with the ability and the talent that we have in this country and the access to, one thing America has, we've got a lot of money, right? So the access we've got to funds and eventually the facilities and everything will become better. So honestly, I feel in 5 years' time, if you look back, you can say, geez, like America has progressed so much in cricket. But there's obviously a few things that first needs to run smoothly before that will happen. But I firmly believe that there's so many good cricketers in this country that it can only get better.
And last thing, while you were talking, I was just visualizing something. How would it be 2026 World Cup, you playing against India at the Wankhede, about 40,000 people screaming? Did you think of a moment like that?
No,
Too early?
I don't, way too early. I think just experience the Indian fans there in New York was, what was it, 30,000 people was crazy. You couldn't even hear yourself think, right? So I think in India it's just way worse than that. So, but no, it's awesome. It's awesome to be on the same field as global superstars, and I think performing against India or pushing them as far as we can just speaks of the quality that we have as a team. And hopefully, if in the same pool, whatever happens, hopefully we can do that again in the 26 World Cup.
It would be quite exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. That brings us to the end of this conversation. Firstly, a big thank you for making time and speaking to us. It was fun chatting to you.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.